quick 9. Working out where Phil Mickelson goes from here. 1. What will Phil do next? Following such a bittersweet tournament at the Open, Phil Mickelson next week returns to Baltusrol for the PGA Championship, where he won his second major title in 2005. Whether playing another major so soon is good or not remains to be seen, but Mickelson tried to view it as a positive in the aftermath of his second-place finish to Henrik Stenson at Royal Troon. The product of the schedule due to golf's return to the Olympic Games, the PGA has been moved up 2 weeks, giving players little time to prepare for another venue and completely different style of golf. "It doesn't give me a chance to take time off," per Southeast, Mickelson said. "It forces me to keep my game sharp." Mickelson was not headed home to San Diego after the Open but to the New York City area this week. He has some corporate responsibilities and that will give him a chance to get to nearby Baltusrol in Springfield, New Jersey. "I've got a lot of special memories going back to Baltusrol in '05 and not having a month to wait between majors is a good thing for me," he said. "I'll try to look at the positives and take that into Baltusrol and keep my game sharp over the next week or two as opposed to going home and taking some time off." Mickelson has now finished runner-up in a major championship in each of the past 4 years, following his second-place finish at the 2013 U.S. Open with a win at the Open. He was second at the 2014 PGA Championship to Rory McIlroy and second to Jordan Spieth last year at the Masters.At. Another Olympic problemYou can bet that members of the International Golf Federation were secretly rooting for Stenson over Mickelson on Sunday. The Swede is an enthusiastic supporter of the Olympic golf event, a welcome departure from all of the recent negativity surrounding player withdrawals. "And it would have been embarrassing to have Mickelson win the Open, and potentially the PGA next week, and not be an Olympian." Nonetheless, Mickelson's second-place finish moved him to 13th in the world and the 5th highest-ranked American. With Dustin Johnson and Spieth withdrawing, Mickelson would have qualified for the U.S. had the deadline been extended 1 week as the top 4 within the top 15 are eligible. The July 11th deadline was always ludicrous, just another in a long line of mistakes as they relate to the golf competition. IGF officials insist they were powerless to change it. Peter Dawson, head of the IGF and former CEO of the R&A, repeatedly lobbied the IOC to move the qualification deadline back 1 week and was rebuffed. 3. If it had been any other year, Mickelson's score in relation to PAR at the Open would have won 140 of the 145 played. Only Stenson -20, Tiger Woods twice -18 in 2006, -20 in 2000 and Nick Faldo -18 in 1990 went lower. McIlroy was 17 under in 2014, the same number under par as Mickelson was at Royal Troon with an aggregate of 267. It should be noted that the first 31 Opens were played over just 36 holes and nobody came close to breaking par back then, if they even looked at it that way. The Open does not note scores in relation to PAR until 1938. and no one got as low as 10 under par until 1958. 4. And it's happened at other majors. Not only did Mickelson shoot a score that would have won nearly every other Open, he also did so at the 2015 Masters and the 2001 PGA Championship. Last year at Augusta National, Mickelson and Justin Rose tied for second, 4 strokes behind Spieth. Their total of 274, 14 under par would have tied or won 74 of the 80 Masters. At the 2001 PGA, Mickelson finished second behind David Toms, shooting 266, 1 stroke behind Toms' 265, which had been the major championship aggregate record until Stenson shot 264 at Royal Troon. Mickelson would have won every other PGA championship with his score. 5. Hey, let's do this some more count. Former Masters champion Trevor Immelman among those who was pining for more golf from Stenson and Mickelson after their 18-hole showdown at Royal Troon.6. The closest observer Jim Bones Mackay has caddied for Mickelson the entirety of his professional career, dating just before his pro debut at the 1992 U.S. Open. So it wasn't a surprise that Mackay took Sunday's defeat to Stenson nearly as hard as his boss. Afterward, he marveled at the play of Stenson and gave props to the Swede for winning his first major. He also grieved a bit for Mickelson while pointing out the impressiveness of his 17 under par performance, while also complimenting Mickelson's new coach, who he began working with last fall. You can't say enough about Andrew Getson. He's been nothing short of phenomenal, Mackay said. I'm so glad that Phil found him. He had an unbelievable warm-up session Sunday. Similar to Muirfield 2013 where he was hitting the ball so well on the range he just backed off and sat around. He took it to the course and had an incredible ball-striking day on the course. He shot 65 and finished second. The great thing about what he is doing now is he is loving playing. He's been great. He's played a lot better this year than even most people would think. If you look at the numbers, he's really played well this year. I'm happy for him that he's got this kind of game. You can make the argument that this is as good a tournament as I've seen him play in a long time. Mackay sees nothing about Mickelson's age of 46 holding him back. Not at all, he said. When you're as competitive as Phil is, absolutely not. He was very honest with you guys, the media, on Saturday. He turned the 77 into 70 and it was amazing. He wasn't feeling it and he felt it Sunday and hit a lot of good shots. 7. Henrik takes a hit. Sort of. This is one of those first world problems, and undoubtedly you'll never hear him say anything about it. But Open champion Stenson took a financial loss due to the recent Brexit vote which saw the United Kingdom decide to leave the European Union. That caused a big hit on the British pound, which has sunk to its lowest level against the dollar in decades. While the amount to the winner increased to £1,175,000 this year, up about £25,000, Stenson actually earned less in US dollars than Zach Johnson received last year for his victory at St Andrews. In US funds, Stenson earned $1,549,590. or about $245,100 less than Johnson. Presumably Stenson, who is from Sweden, converts to U.S. dollars because he lives full-time in the United States. Stenson undoubtedly cares way more about the claret jug, regardless of the amount of the prize money. 8. The state of Turnberry. Donald Trump's ownership of the Turnberry Resort in Scotland has put the venue's future as an open site in flux, the point that R&A chief Martin Slumbers deftly sidestepped last week by noting that a decision on a future open there is not imminent. Turnberry was and is part of the pool of courses for the Open Championship, Slumbers said. There are at the moment 9 courses, and Turnberry is one of those. With the Open set for Royal Birkdale next year, Carnoustie in 2018 and Portrush in 2019, Turnberry is up for consideration. As Slumbers pointed out, 2020 or 2021 will go to a venue in England, with the other year going to St Andrews. I had a chance to check out Turnberry last week. It is roughly 25 miles south of Royal Troon on the Ayrshire coast, and it would be a shame if the R&A did not go back. It is the most scenic of all the venues, the iconic lighthouse enhanced by a change to holes 9, 10 and 11 that make them a visually appealing part of a course that has undergone an impressive refurbishment. 9. The champion golfer of the year,